Hey, Motorman here. I'm going to take a little ride. I'm going to go through some traffic. I'm going to tell you some of the things that you should look out for when riding in traffic. Some of these things you may have heard of before, maybe you're already doing them, but I think it's good to reinforce things like that. We tend to get most complacent within a couple of miles of our homes. Now when I stop behind this vehicle, I'm about maybe 3/4 of a car length behind him. I'm in gear, got both feet down. On a heavy motorcycle, I believe you should keep both feet down. And the reason I'm this far behind him, because I keep an eye on my mirror. If I see a car coming up too fast, I have an escape path. And I can easily just turn the handlebars slightly and get alongside this car a little bit up further from him, so it'll be the car that takes the damage and not my body or my motorcycle. Now here's a car on the left. I'm off the throttle. I'm covering both brakes. As I pass this vehicle, I'm going to check my mirrors and look behind me. I usually like the middle lane, and I like to stay in the left portion of that middle lane. There really is no particular safest place you should be. You want to make sure that you're not riding in the oil section in the middle. You want to make sure that you're visible to other drivers, especially when you're at an intersection or coming to an intersection. Now I've got this big truck in front of me. I'm going to get away from him. I'm going to go around him. Big trucks tend to kick up a lot of gravel, rocks, whatever may be on the road. And sometimes they got all kinds of junk just laying on their bed. As I take a look at this one, yeah, he's got rocks all over the place on his bed. And that's the last thing you want, is to have be cruising along and have a rock pop you in the face. And even with the full face helmet on, which by the way, full face helmet is the safest by far, even with that on, you could get startled easily and it could crack your shield. So it's best to stay as far away from big trucks as you can. There's a big 4x4 in front of me, and I can't see over or around him, so I'm going to make a lane change. Sometimes that's not avoidable. Trucks and vans and SUVs will block your vision, so stay far back. The further back behind the vehicle you stay, the better view of the road ahead that you'll have. Once again, I'm stopped at least 12 feet behind this vehicle. I'm in gear, got both feet down. I can see right up in the middle of the lane here that I've got an escape path if I need one. Make sure that you're in view of the cars alongside you. If you look in their mirror, you can't see the driver. That means he can't see you either. And I tend to stay a little further back than I would in a car. behind the cars in front of me. I'm going to pass this guy, make sure he can see me. It's astonishing how many people have no clue why they call the left lane the passing lane. That's because that's where you pass. And I see a lot of bikers doing that, especially if they're in a group ride. They're taking up the left lane and traffic is passing them by in the center lane and the right lane. It causes road rage. Don't do that. If you're going to go the speed limit or under, you don't belong in the left lane or even the center lane. You're going slow, go in the slow lane. That's the right lane, in case you didn't know. Here because I want to make sure I'm not riding alongside another car. You always want to avoid that. If people aren't paying attention, you know how people are talking on their phones or texting as they're driving, and the last thing you want to do is be riding alongside them. They don't know you're there and they suddenly get into your lane, and most of the time they're not even going to signal. And since there's pretty heavy traffic here, I am covering both brakes. That means my hand is poised over the front brake, my foot is poised over the rear brake, and that saves me about a second in stopping distance. At 40 miles an hour, you're covering 60 feet per second, so simply by covering the brakes, it'll save you 60 feet in stopping. It takes the average rider about a second to a second and a half to take their hand from the grip to begin applying front brake. Save yourself that time when you're in traffic. I'm using my thumb and my index finger on the throttle, and my other three fingers are over the brake. And yes, I know I've heard where people say you should have all four fingers on there, and you could do that sometimes, but brakes on these new Harleys and most sport bikes, as a matter of fact, are very powerful. My personal opinion, you don't need more than three fingers to get full force out of that front brake. Got a rock truck in front of me, so yeah, that's the last place I want to be. Approaching an intersection. That's where the vast majority of crashes occur. Whether you're on a motorcycle or in a car, most crashes occur right there in the intersection. I try never to pass anybody in the intersection. There's a vehicle in the intersection waiting to turn either right or left. Be very aware of that. Always count on the fact that they do not see you. Don't take it for granted. And I don't care what color you're wearing, or if you've got a flashing headlight. You know, these people just aren't looking for motorcycles. That's the biggest problem. Their subconscious may register the motorcycle being there, but consciously they actually don't see it. I got a truck in front of me with a bunch of junk in the pickup bed. I don't know if he's got it tied down. I'm not going to take any chances. Also try to avoid riding with the pack of cars. Cars tend to travel in packs. You don't want to be in that pack if you can help it. There's a vehicle to the right here. I don't know if he's going to pull out in front of me. I don't know if he sees me or not. He's starting to move a bit. You can bet I'm slowing down and covering the brakes, checking my left mirror to make sure there's nobody in the lane right alongside me. I want to make sure I always have an escape path. And I'm focusing well ahead of my forward progress. The idea is, if you can, to focus 12 seconds ahead. The further ahead you look, the better chance you have to avoid a potential hazard. everybody's heard somebody say, the accident happened so fast I couldn't do anything. What that really means is I wasn't looking far enough ahead to react. Don't let that happen to you. If you're looking 10 or 12 seconds ahead of your motorcycle and you spot a potential hazard, like this car on the right here, that's a potential hazard. I'm slowing down already, I'm on the brakes. And if you could see, that driver was looking down, probably at his cell phone. But if you're looking 10 or 12 seconds ahead of your path of travel, you've got 10 or 12 seconds to react to whatever may happen. That's a long time. If you're looking 100 feet in front of your motorcycle, in front of your car, well, that's when the crash happened so fast you couldn't do anything about it. It's because you weren't looking far enough ahead. Head and eyes, the most important of the 3 techniques I teach, because you use it at all speeds. See all the cars in front of me. As I said, they travel in packs. You've got the left lane blockers. The left lane blockers are the people that, I guess they put a deposit down, maybe rented the left lane, and they're going to stay there no matter what. Left lane hogs. I hate them, but not much you can do about it. And here we've got a left turn lane. See the cars pulling in there, but always keep an eye on them. I've seen vehicles suddenly change their mind and pull right back in to the left lane. Be prepared for it. Always be prepared for the absolute worst that could happen. I think that's Murphy's Law. And this car here, I'm slowing down. I don't know what he's going to do. I've seen so many people that pay no attention to the vehicles in the island in the middle. You may get away with that in your car. You got the cage around you, you got the airbags and the seat belts. But pay attention when you're on that motorcycle. If you see a vehicle that might violate your right-of-way, count on he actually will violate your right-of-way. Up here on the left, we got this again. So I'm going to check my mirrors, and I'm actually going to get over into the middle lane. Mirrors, getting back into the left lane. I'm looking way ahead. If you can see on the camera, there's a, looks like a pickup truck, maybe an SUV. It's about third car in front of me. I'm focusing somewhere around there. I'm also scanning the surface a few hundred feet in front of the motorcycle. My eyes are going up and down and left and right. Keep in mind, you cannot avoid a threat that you don't even recognize, like this car right here, this truck in the middle lane there. I'm off the gas, I'm on the brakes, I'm keeping a close eye on them. I got my escape path. Never take for granted that they see you, because most of the time they don't. They're not looking for you. And they may see you consciously, but subconsciously, yeah. Plan for the worst and hope for the best. In this particular situation here, my escape path is to the right, between the cars. That vehicle behind me, if I hear the brakes squealing or I see them pulling up too fast, that's where I'm going to go. There's a curb and an island right here in the middle, and of course oncoming traffic, so I don't have the left side. I've just got the right side. And when we make this turn now, there's two turn lanes here. You got to be extra careful about the people in the right side here. They may cut right in front of you, right in the middle of the turn. I've seen it happen dozens of times. Be prepared for it. See them with your peripheral vision. and make sure that you've got an escape path or you're prepared to stop if you have to. I want to get away from this truck as soon as I can. If I gotta exceed the speed limit to do it, I'm going to do it. Now it's safe to pass into the middle lane. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. And if you hit that little bell right alongside the subscribe button, every time I come out with a video, you'll be notified. I also want to let you know we now have the Ride Like a Pro video and Surviving the Mean Streets, 2 videos. It's 3 hours of instructional video on thumb drive or USB, $34.90. It's on our website. I believe that's better than the download because it's always good to have a solid copy. Just get the download and your computer crashes or you forget where you put that download, I can't give you another one for free. That's a separate company that handles our downloads. So you're just stuck. You're better off with the USB. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. As I said, if you want a lot more of this, Surviving the Mean Streets 2, about an hour long, gives you all kinds of tips, not just riding in traffic, but group riding, riding in gravel, riding in the rain. And we film most of that out on the street. Till next time.